Good afternoon. This is Corinne Curry along with Group 1. We have a call of action to all of you today to support your local no-kill shelter. It's that time of year where you might be tempted to buy your loved one a pet. We all feel like a new puppy or a new cat might be a great idea for our kids or for our family. But before you do, we want to talk about all of the things that you will have to consider before you do that. There's about 6.5 million sheltered animals in the United States at any given time, according to the New England Humane Society. About 2.7 of that count are euthanized annually. So there's a very high percent of those animals that are perfectly healthy for adoption. And so when we surrender these animals at a no-kill shelter, there's resources that are required. And so that's what our call of action to you today is. Why do animals end up in shelters? Many people get pets without doing the proper research. So therefore, they don't have a very realistic expectation about what it's going to take to care for the animal. It takes time, and there's a financial responsibility and commitment that comes with this when we're talking about buying food, vet bills, grooming. Your animal might need special food, right? And so we don't really account for those types of things. And then let's don't talk about the cleanup, right? Sometimes we buy these animals for our children, and then the animals end up neglected, which then end up in shelters. There's other life events like growing families, someone passing away, or somebody needs to downsize. So there's things that are unexpected from a life events perspective, and sometimes we can't help it, but those dogs also end up in these shelters. And as stated by the Humane Society, a lot of these animals come from breeders or pet shops as gifts, and then end up with health issues. So we just want to let everybody know that as we enter the holiday season, please take this into consideration. We hope to convince you of two things today. The first is please donate to our local no-kill shelter, which we will be talking about in just a few minutes, where you can do that and how easy it is to do that. And if you are ready for a pet, please try to first shop your local high-kill shelter because those animals do have a time limit that they're kept within the shelter. So those are the two things we're asking today. A no-kill shelter, just so that you all are aware, according to the Animal Humane Society, to be considered a no-kill shelter or rescue, they have to have at least a 90% placement rate for the animals in their care. The 10% of euthanized animals accounts for the sick and behavioral issues that some of those pets may have when all other options have been exhausted. A high kill shelter, the shelter has a time limit and will euthanize adoptable pets to make room for other drop-offs. So the unwanted, although there's no health issues or behavioral issues, will still be put down most times. And so that's why we're asking, if you are ready for a pet, go there first, save an animal, and at the same time, let's donate and support our no-kill shelters that are in our communities. I'm going to hand it off to Gulnaz, where she will talk about why we should make sure that we're carefully considering this during the holidays, and how there's a little bit of a surge right after the holidays when people realize the commitment that they've made.
Okay, I'm Gulnaz, and we're just trying to bring your awareness, especially at this time of year when people are adopting animals, and it seems like a good idea because it's a cute pet for your loved one. But as soon as the new year comes, soon people start to realize that the time and the training and the unexpected costs, it leads to a large percentage, almost 10% of pets are returned. And these shelters often don't have enough resources to take care of the mass amount of pets that are being returned, because when those pets are being returned, they're already gaining new ones, and a lot of shelters are understaffed. About 6.5 animals are sitting in shelters right now, an average of 3.2 million. Along with that 6.5 million will be adopted, but they again often end up back at those shelters, and those causes about the time and training, unexpected costs, and other unforeseen circumstances lead to this. But you can take action by going to this website, and it's the Ventura County Animal Services website, and it gives you a drop-down list of options. You can not only adopt, but you can volunteer, you can donate money, you can foster pets. There are all these options. And then you go to the next slide, it shows you can either donate once and all the different amounts, or you can donate regularly and set it up on this website. It's pretty self-explanatory there. And it's super easy to help make sure that so many pets are surrendered to the shelter every year and they get proper care, because if they're not getting the proper care, they're not going to be as appealing to adopt and take care of for the future. And then I'm going to pass it over to Donovan.
All right, hi, I'm Donovan. So one of the bigger parts about this project is answering the question of why VCAS, because obviously you're going to be donating upwards of $100 to this organization. And the reason why we say you should donate to this organization is because VCAS is one of the few NPO animal shelters that meets and exceeds every single no-kill benchmark and goal while maintaining a 90% LRR. And they also have their own philosophy where they never compromise the health and safety of an animal to maintain live outcome statistics. And the reason why that's important is because they actually prioritize the animals over making sure their business grows, because the whole basis is just helping animals and helping people just like connect with animals more. Like that's the whole point of an animal shelter. And the other thing is that this shelter is very local. Not only is it throughout Ventura County, but it's mainly stationed in Ventura itself. So not only are you donating to a local shelter, it's just going to help the local economy even more if you donate to them.
Donate today.
And then the other question is, where does the funding come from to run a low kill shelter? And most people already know this, but most funding for animal shelters only comes from just donations from I mean, I guess you could say customers, but adoptees. So like most animal shelters will have on their websites, just like VCAS, where you can just link your credit card or whatever, and then you could do either a one-time donation or you could do any time interval you want, from 1 week to a month to a year. It really doesn't matter. You can do any type of donation you want. And then another misconception about animal shelters is that they will use adoption fees to just kind of like try and generate some extra money, which is true, but it is actually very needed because all of the adoption fee money goes straight back to helping the company just try and do their job of helping animals and relocating them and making sure they get the adequate care they need. And then again, most animal shelters will run fundraisers sometimes to just try and generate funds. Like this can be anything from like just like barbecues or like at other local businesses. And then I know for a fact that VCAS actually does have a membership where you can get discounts on certain services and adoption fees, and then they also have merchandise. And certain businesses, most of the time they have to be either state sanctioned or very like closely related to the state itself, but they can be given grants or sponsorships from either certain companies or the state itself. And again, like I said at the beginning, animal shelters count on the community it serves for them to operate. So make sure you donate today. And then I'll pass it off to Danae to finish us off.
I am Danae Lavares, and what I will be talking about is your closing, but also one of the many important parts of this project is what will your donation do? So many of these things that you can do with your donation are helping the welfare and the medical care of the animals. So your donation to Animal Welfare Trust Fund helps to enhance the quality of their medical care. It also improves to the shelters and welfare projects supported by the Department of Animal Services. American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, also known as ASPCA, says that your donation will help save neglected animals from dogfighting, puppy mills, hoarding, and cruelty situations. I can tell you right now that I even adopted animals from the Ventura County dog shelter and animal shelter, and I'm so glad that I was able to do so, because my animals happen to be animals that were from a puppy mill, and I couldn't have been happier to make that decision to adopt them. It also helps with their medical care again. And the Humane Society of the U.S. adds that your donation could help cover the cost of the daily operations, supplies, training, supplies in their staff, animal housing and upgrades, community outreach programs, animal enrichment, and so much more. So I definitely think you should, support and donate, because it doesn't just support the animals, but supports the people that take care of the animals, which is very needed. You should also donate because millions of animals every day have to live in a very abusive and dangerous place and have no food or water or even a proper home. Some of them just live on the streets or, around other people's houses that, they could be living in, but they don't. So they're picked up by the shelters who don't really have enough money to take them in. So with this donation, you're giving shelter so you can save more lives and help give one less harmed animal a chance to a new and better life. Without these donations, the shelter will have to either put a hold on savings for the animal or even put some of the animals down if they are killed shelter because they won't have enough money to support them. So please donate to the shelter because it's very, very important. Thank you.
Okay, so that concludes our presentation. Again, it's very easy to donate. Just go to the Ventura County Animal Services website. Again, you can donate a cash donation or your time. You can donate a car. You can foster an animal. We're asking you to act today to help our community, our local no-kill shelter. And if you are looking for a pet this holiday, please make sure that you're looking at our high kill shelters so that you can save a life. Thank you.